Well, in today's class, we are going to discuss about creational design patterns. Creational design patterns are used to create the objects. Okay, these creational design patterns uh, are used to creating of the objects for the suitable problem, whatever the problems we are whatever the design problems are there in real time. So based on the design problem, here we are going to create the objects, okay, under the creational design patterns here. And also here we are going to create these creation of these objects effectively. Okay, and how we are going to reuse this created objects. This creational design pattern deals about the creation of new objects effectively, and also how these objects are reused. And here, while creating some objects, it may result to a it may result in either it provides a solution to the design problems or it adds complexity to the design. Okay, so here we are creating multiple number of objects based on the requirements of that particular module. So while creating the object, okay, there are two kinds of results would come. The first one is those are exactly suitable to that particular problem. Okay, without what complexing that particular module. That is one state. And coming to the second state, okay, it may be added some complexity, it may be added some complexity to that particular design or module. This is the one of the drawback of a creating a multiple objects here. So that because to overcome this we are going to use some, okay, how to control the objects creation. Here we are going to concentration of creating the object as well as how to control the creating of multiple objects within a design or within a module. So about these two we are going to concentrate on these 2 points here. First one is the creating of objects, okay, effectively, and those objects may be reusable ones. And coming to the second point, here we are going to control the objects creation. Control the objects creation. Okay, these are the two things which we have implemented in this creational design pattern. And actually, in creational design patterns are also, okay. Here we are having 5 types of creational design patterns. First one is a factory method pattern, or otherwise factory pattern. Second one, abstract factory pattern. Third one, builder pattern, prototype pattern, and a singleton pattern. These are the 5 types under the creational design pattern. Let us see one by one. So first of all, factory pattern. What is a factory pattern here? Actually, factory pattern is one of the most used design pattern in object oriented programming language. It is the one of the most used design pattern, and as we know that this pattern comes under a creational pattern, and it provides the best way to create an object. This factory pattern provides best way to create an object here. And if you'll see what is factory pattern here, the factory pattern, by using factory pattern we can create the objects without exposing the creation logic to the client. Okay, whatever the objects we are creating towards the some particular project or module, okay, multiple number of objects we may create according to a, okay, project requirement, isn't it? But We don't show what is the total, how many number of objects we have, what is the implementation of each and every object into that particular program. Everything we are going to hide at a client point of view. Okay, this is about a factory pattern. Here we are going to create a multiple number of objects without exposing the creation logic to the client. Okay, and he may, whatever the newly created object is there, that can be interacted or called by using a common interface. So through common interface only the client can access the every object, right? So all the objects created into that interface itself, right? So in simple words, the same factory pattern we can say in simple words, if we have a superclass and n number of subclasses, have one superclass and n number of subclasses based on data provided. Okay, we have written the object of one of the subclass. Okay, we have written the object one of the subclasses. Here we are using the interface concept. What is the interface concept? Okay, there is a superclass and multiple number of subclasses. Whenever we want to access the data of a subclass, okay, from the superclass we are going to access that particular subclass data, and it will return the data to us. It will return the data to us by providing the, okay, which kind of input. Okay, so which subclass we are going to access? It's based on the input, whatever the client is provided, whatever the input is provided by a client. Through that we can access the particular subclass information. So these all subclasses are defined under a superclass. Here the superclass is here the superclass is acts as a interface here. Got it? Next we'll see the example. Here there is an example. Okay, here we are having one class, superclass, that is a animal class. What is the superclass? Here we are having some animal class. Under this animal class we are having three types of animals. Here we have represented. One is duck, second one is dog, and third one is lion. These three are the subclasses under the animal superclass, right? Animal is the superclass and a duck, dog, lion are the subclasses. So not only these three, we can define multiple, these are the three objects. Not only these three objects, we can define multiple number of objects under the animal class. Okay, duck, dog, lion, fox. So any kind of what animal we can represent under a animal superclass, isn't it? So here we are going to, here we have defined the speaking. Okay, here we have defined a method called speak. How particular object would speak here? Duck, okay, can speak like quack quack, and a dog, okay, it will speak like bark bark, and lion, okay, it can give the sound like roar. Okay, these are the, okay, speak methods of these three objects. Here what is the method we are going to, what is the outcome we are going to expect from these objects, that is a speak. How these animals are speak. Here, that is the method we have written under a animal class, right? And if we'll this is a small example. If we'll see the class implementation of this particular example. Okay, this is the implementation of that particular example. Here there is a animal factory class. We have one animal factory class. Under this animal factory class, we have represented all the animals whatever we have seen now. One is dog, duck, and a lion. Okay, dog, duck, and a lion. Here these are the main functions, I mean conditions, whichever we are providing in animal get animal method here. Okay, under a animal factory class we have written one get animal method here. So whenever it will which kind of outcome it will return means based on the animal type. Okay, if it is a dog, so automatically it will return the information, which means method, speak method. So through this client, how this client would act this animal factory class here. So he may create here, this is the client interface. This total part is the client interface. So through this client interface, here we have created one object for animal factory. So after that, the client may send a animal type to this particular get animal method. Okay, this is the input which is given by a client. So which kind of sound he want to get, which kind of speaking method he want to get, for which kind of animal, that is for dog or that is for lion or that is for dog. So he sent this dog input to a get animal method. We are passing the argument as a dog to this particular method. Accordingly, we are going to access animal dot speak method. It will return some bark sound. Okay, like this we are going to implement the factory pattern here. So not only these three animals, we may include 100 animals into this animal factory. We may include 100 number of, not only 100,000 number of animals dead also, okay, into this animal factory method, under this method. Okay, so but client is accessing through this only 3 lines of code. Whatever the data input, whatever the parameter is passing by a client, accordingly we are going to return the speak method. Okay, so this is the factory pattern concept. So here we are going to create the multiple number of objects. These objects are not visible by a client. These created objects are not visible by a client. This client, okay, may access this information through this interface itself. Through this interface itself, he can get the data, okay, based on the input is passed by a client or animal type, right? Okay, this is the factory pattern here. Now let us see the second the second pattern of a creational, under creational pattern, that is abstract factory pattern here. Now we are going to discuss about abstract factory design pattern here. So this is also, as we know that this is also a one of the creational pattern. Abstract factory pattern is also a one of the creational pattern, and it is almost similar to a factory pattern. It is almost similar to a factory pattern, and it is considered as a another layer of abstraction over factory pattern. It considered as a another layer of abstraction. Okay, and abstract factory pattern works around a super factory which creates other factories. Okay, what is this abstract factory? It is also called as a super factory. Through this we can create multiple number of factories here, right? And also it provides a framework for us to create a multiple number of objects. Here also in abstract factory pattern also we are going to create multiple number of objects. Okay, like a factory pattern, but here one more layer we have added some additional, one more layer is added into this abstract factory pattern. Okay, let us see the diagram, then you can get some clear idea. See, this is the example for abstract factory pattern here. So till now we have discussed this example. What is the example we have? So there is a animal class. Under the animal class, here we are having three objects: cat, dog, and a lion. Okay, and also which kind of sounds, which kind, how these objects are speaking. So cat may speak, it will give the sound meow, and dog speak like bark bark, and lion speak, okay, roar. Okay, this is the till, this is a animal class. Under the animal class, here we have defined three objects here. Okay, the same method we are using the speak method only, but these animals are called land animal. These are all defined under a land animal factory, where there three objects, three animals are stayed on normal land. Okay, coming to the this part, second part, this particular part is about sea animals factory. This is land animal factory, and this is about sea animal factory. So which animals are living in a sea? Here we have defined two animals. One is octopus and second one is a shark. These two animals are lived in sea, right? So which kind of how the octopus will speak? It's saying, okay, squawk. And also shark may produce, it can't speak anything. Okay, these are the, okay, speaking methods of this octopus and shark here. So these two animals, okay, we have defined under a sea animal factory. Okay, these three are the land animal factory, these three are the sea animal factory. If you see this diagram, this particular part is 1 FP. Okay, this is, take this is FP1. And this diagram is FP2. So in definition itself, we have seen that word, this abstract factory pattern is also almost near to the factory pattern. So this part is FP1, like this part is like FP2. Okay, these two Sea animal factory and land animal factory would define under a animal factory. Would define under a animal factory. This animal factory is also called as abstract, okay, factory pattern here. Okay, this is what is this? This is a abstract factory pattern here. So this is a another level, AFP. This is this is FP1, this is FP2. These two are defined. Okay, these two are the subclasses under a animal factory. This animal factory is defined as a abstract factory pattern here. Right. We'll see the class diagram for this one. So before going into the class diagram here, so what is this abstract factory pattern? This abstract factory pattern may create the other factories. This animal factory creates a sea animal factory and also a land animal factory. So this animal factory is acts as a super factory which created two. One is a sea animal factory and another one is a land animal factory. This is the definition of abstract factory pattern here, right? Okay, so if you'll see the one class diagram for that same example, um, here how we are going to implement that one. Okay, here we are having all the animals. Okay, cat, lion, dog. These three are the land animal factories, and here down here we have defined two, shark and octopus. These two are the sea animal factories. These all coming under a, okay, animal. These all coming under a animal constructor, which means here we are going to, okay, accessing the method of speak here, right? This is uh, this is one just constructor here. After that, here we are having whenever the client is, whenever, okay, this is the client part. The client is accessing animal factory here. The client is accessing animal factory here. So he may send some input. Okay, which kind of animal he want? I mean, he may send a type of a animal type. According to the animal type, this animal factory may interacts with either land animal factory or sea animal factory here. So based on these two, so through this through this interface, this is the interface here. Through this interface, we may access okay, one of these five animals. Okay, like this, we can represent a class diagram for abstract factory pattern. Clear? Okay. Now we are going to discuss a third type of creational design pattern. This is prototype pattern. What it is? It is a prototype design pattern here. So this prototype pattern refers to a creating of duplicate objects, right? So what is a prototype pattern here? The prototype pattern refers to a creating of duplicate object, which means a prototype pattern says that cloning of existing object instead of creating new one, okay, based on a, okay, customer requirements here. which means here, okay, if you want to create new object, right, if the creation of that new object may be a, okay, complex thing, or otherwise, okay, it may be a costliest one. Okay, creation of new object is a costliest one. So every time creating that costliest object for each and every program means, okay, it's a difficult task. That's why instead of doing that, here we are going to cloning the, okay, existing object. Cloning in the sense copying the existing object. After copying the existing object, okay, the client may change few few properties of that particular object according to his need. Okay, this would come under a prototype pattern here. Clear? If suppose if you want to do some activity in computer system, so instead of doing all the things, better we are going to perform some things are from copying from what internet or somewhere else, wherever the data, wherever we have get some information, isn't it? Instead of drawing everything, if I'll go for a copy some suitable pictures from net, isn't it? So copying some work whichever suitable to our design, isn't it? Here also we are going to copy a one object information. That copying is called the cloning here. After copying that object information, okay, then we are going to change that object properties according to our requirement. That kind of pattern is called a prototype pattern, right? See the third point, this type of a design pattern comes under a creational patterns. Okay, this provides a one of the best way of creation of objects. It provides a one of the best way to create an objects here. And also this pattern is used when creation of object directly, okay, it may be a costliest one. So creation of new object every time is a, okay, it's a little bit a costliest thing. Then why do we do such kind of things? Better we'll copy from existing one and change the just few properties, few things, few features of that particular object, okay, based on our requirements. In such a kind of situations we are going to use this prototype pattern here. Okay, for example, better we'll see the example in next slide. Right, here we are having the example for a prototype pattern. So first of all we are having one object, okay, that object name is a dog object. So this dog object have, okay, some properties. What is the name of the dog? What is the age and what is the color here? The name is Tommy, age is 3 years and the color is white, isn't it? So, and also here we have this particular dog class has under objects, leg objects, how many number of legs this dog has, how many number of ears this dog has, and also eyes, tail, tail objects related to this particular dog class. Okay, this is the original dog class whichever we have created and saved into the, okay, computer. After that whenever we need to do the same type of okay object, whenever we want to work with the same type of object, then here we are going for cloned. which means copying of the object information. Same, after copying the this object, dog object, automatically will get same features with the same data whatever this original dog has, isn't it? So after copying this image, after copying or after cloning this object into like this, we are going to modify this dog object into like this. Okay, modify, we are going to perform the, okay, task is called a modify. How are we modifying this? By changing the name. The first feature is name, and also age. Here the name is Tommy, and here the name is Jimmy, and here the age is 3 years, here the age is 6 years. Next, color is white, but the color here, the color is brown. The total properties of this dog has been changed by a client according to his requirements, according to his requirements. Okay, here only one copy, he may do multiple number of copies. Okay, first of all, he cloned into a one he copied original dog image into like this. Then this would be modified like this, or or he may take some other. Okay, okay, dog, this is suppose one dog one, modified object one. You may take modified object 2 from this, otherwise modified object 3, like modified object 4. So like this, we can take multiple number of objects from this cloned object. Okay, from this cloned object. Nowadays everybody are doing the same thing in software or in any field. So first of all, whatever the data we want, we are surfing for that particular data. If we will get that what similar data for our work, automatically we are going to modify that data. Okay, similar data according to our requirements. Okay, why are we doing like this? To simplify our work. Why are we doing like that? To simplify our that work, we are going to take the templates for every work, isn't it? Now if you want to prepare any PPT slides related to one topic, so what you are going to do now? First of all, okay, you may check the same, okay, topic PPTs. If which one among the number of multiple number of PPTs, okay, for a particular topic, among them you may choose your, okay, best one. After that, you are going to perform some modifications on that particular selected PPT. Then your PPT will get ready, isn't it? Like that, we are doing in our regular life. Everybody simplifies their work. Okay, by taking the templates or by taking the existing works. Here also, we are going to, if you want to create one dog image like this, okay, it is a difficult task, and also time taken process. If we want to create the dog image like this, it's a time taken process, isn't it? So instead of doing all the things, better we are going for a copying or cloning this dog object with the data features of this particular dog object. Then, okay, after copying this dog object, then we are going to edit or modify that dog object, okay, like our wish or client wish. Okay, by doing this, we are going to save our money and also our time. Okay, our money and time. But if it is a first time, means you need to create. If you don't have any existing things, okay, if you want to develop a new, okay, what object or new image. If you want to create a new image means it's the first time means yourself you should create. Okay, but once after creating that object, second time onwards, no need of creating again and again. No need to go for every time new object. Just to directly copy from that existing object, which means clone from that existing object, and better edit the properties or features of that particular object. By doing like this, okay, it would provide some best performance to us, isn't it? This is the prototype pattern. Let us see a class diagram for this prototype pattern also. For the same example, okay, here we are having one what a class diagram, right? So if you'll observe this total diagram, here we are having our object is dog. What is our object? Dog object. It may have some name. So these are the properties: name, age, okay, and some color. After that, these three are the okay properties of this dog object. And also we are dog. So this dog class may have some again subclasses, which means dog legs, okay, dog tail, and dog ears, dog eyes. For this, we have created again the classes. This is dog tail class. This dog tail class having the okay tail length, and dog tail class has the tail length, and also dog legs. Dog legs, it has the okay number of legs, number of legs that dog has, and also a dog ears. Here we are assigning two number of ears that dog has two, and here dog eyes. The dog eyes here also we are going to assign two. Okay, number of eyes that particular dog has. These are the individual classes. I mean classes for this particular dog object here, right? So what is this here? This animal is the interface. Into this interface, here we are having a which kind of method it is? Clone method. Clone method. Okay, when this clone method is called, first of all, we should already that this dog image or is saved into our cache. Then the second time onwards we are going to okay perform the okay clone method, which means based on the based on the client interest, he may provide the data to this particular dog, isn't it? How we are going to access here, which means client is going to access here. So this is the prototype pattern demo. Here we are having main program and also a okay display animal properties for animal method here, and here the animal cache. Okay, whenever we are going to create the animal things, for the first time here we are going to save into a hash table. Okay, then second time onwards we are going to provide the we are going to copy the same information, and we are going to edit this total what properties of this particular object. Okay, like this we are going to copy each, not only second time, multiple number of times, even multiple number of copies we may take from a single object, and according to the user requirements, okay, we may change the data, which means that we may change the properties of that particular dog here. isn't it? So this is about a prototype pattern, right? Okay, till now we have discussed about three patterns under a creational pattern. So what are those? uh, First one is a factory pattern, and second one is a abstract factory pattern, third one is a prototype pattern. These three are till now we have discussed, right? In next class we are going to discuss about the remaining two. One is build build pattern, second one is a first one is a building pattern, and second one is a singleton pattern. These two are going to discuss in next class. Thank you.